Hey guys, welcome to Shades 2. I am back on my desktop, you guys. Man, I cannot believe it. I finally got the microphone back on. Hopefully it does not go back out tonight. Anyway, guys, we got a fab show tonight for an hour and a half. We are going to be celebrating the fact that Karmelo Anthony got his bond reduced and he is released from jail. So now he can prepare for his defense and don't have to worry about being in a daggone cell with those grown ass men. All right. So that's great news, guys. I'm so happy about that. We are also going to talk about Diddy and Jay-Z Freakoff lawsuit that was amended and just some breaking news. So go get you something to eat, a relaxing seat, something to drink. You know, it's late at night, so I'm thinking you guys are just drinking water. All right. And chill and watch Shades too. If you are at work, you guys continue to do your job. All right. But watch me on the down low. Now let's go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. Part of it is scrolling across that blue banner, and it will be in my comment area once this video is over. All right, guys, let me ask you to do me a quick favor. If you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs it up. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment as well. And if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can cop yourself a membership for $4.99 each month, or you can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can do a Cash App donation to $ShadesTube. All donations to this channel are used for the channel expenses. And thank you guys so much in advance. Okay? All right. So welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. He say, enjoy the stream, like, share, subscribe to support the channel. Contribution via a super chat, super stickers, or Cash App at $ShadesTube are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Jermaine. And y'all, don't forget the rules. Stay grown, okay, respectful, no hardcore profanity, and just, be cool. And that's what it's all about over here on Shades too. Be cool. All right, let's go back over here. Okay, so as you know, guys, you already know how I do this. First thing first, let's go ahead and talk about Karmelo Anthony. All right, let me go ahead and put his banner up there. We're going to talk about him first. Then we're going to talk about Diddy and Jay-Z amended lawsuit. And then we are going to cover a couple of breaking news stories, okay? And I do have some updates for the Hudson River crash as well, okay? Okay, in the earthquake that I experienced while I was online doing a pre-recorded video of putting wallpaper in my cabinet. So check that video out, you guys, if you didn't, because I got that recorded. I really did. Okay, it was a hot-ass mess, man. I didn't even know what those sirens were. I didn't know what was going on. I really just did. Okay, so there we go with Karmelo's name up there. Okay, so first thing first, let me read the article about him. And then what I'll do is go to these TikTok videos that y'all see what other people are saying regarding this, okay? All righty. So let's go over here. Let me tell you some of the articles what Fox News said one time in one article. Then in another Fox News article, they said this other thing. Anyway, the titles. So Fox News first said, Frisco track meet stabbing suspect. Hold on. Released after bond reduced to $250,000. Then they proceeded to say something else in another article. They said, suspected Texas track meet iller, expected walk free after bond slashed. Okay, isn't that crazy? The way they keep on calling this dude a iller, and he hasn't been found guilty in a court of law or anything. That is crazy. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this article real quick. So, as you guys already know, the Frisco track meeting suspect, Karmelo Anthony, is out of jail after posting bond. So earlier today at his bond hearing, the judge did reduce his bail from 1 million to 250,000. And I think that is great because he should have never had it set that high in the first place. She just said he is not a threat to the community. He's not a flight risk. He has no prior criminal history. He's an all A student. He has all type of accomplishments with his sports and stuff. Like I say, he saved somebody's life a couple years ago, a child, I believe, from drowning. He's just basically a good dude. Okay, just got caught up in a bad situation. Honestly. So Austin dad and mom was running around painting a narrative about this kid in a negative light because of what happened. And like I said before, guys, I definitely understand their pain that they are going, through. And I do sympathize with them. But at the same time, let's not do this. Let's tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it's like I just said before, this other kid should have never put his hands on this dude, period. If you get a warning, you don't ignore the warning and think you can just do whatever you want to a person and they're not going to retaliate. You just don't need to do that. And for the life of me, I cannot understand yet why no one went to get those coaches. I just can't. And as far as the knife thing, like I said before, I don't know why he brought one, was carrying a knife, but I'm pretty sure he probably, carried one because of something must have transpired before. Okay. And so therefore it made him think that he needed to carry one. Because usually when people carry weapons, they are carrying weapons because either they feel like there's a threat there or someone threatened them before. And they're just trying to make sure they are safe. There are a lot of people who carry stuff, all different, all types of places they carry stuff in their purses, underneath their shirts, in their pants legs, by their waist, just all different places. Some women even put stuff up there in their bra. Okay. So, I mean, just because you have weapons and stuff, it doesn't mean you're trying to unalive a person. You just have those because you're trying to make sure you stay safe. And so something must have transpired with this young man that made him feel like he needed to do the same thing. Like I said before, I don't think he meant to unalive this kid. I don't think he went there with that on his mind because he was on his cell phone. Don't you ever forget that, minding his business. So let me go ahead and finish reading this first. Then we're going to read all this other stuff and then what Jermaine just sent me. Thank you, Jermaine, for being an excellent, excellent, excellent mod. One of the best mods here on social media. All right. And that's for real, for real. Yeah, he does all my stuff. Y'all like my background. Wait till y'all see my new logo. I'm going to put it up there today. My new logo, which y'all saw it on some of my stuff already because he did it a couple of days ago. And then I saw some other people had to change their logos too. And thank you to all the people who are basically copying off my daggone backgrounds and my thumbnails and stuff and changing their logos and all that. I'm glad I could, give you guys some inspiration. You know what I'm saying? To do that. Anyway, thank you, Jermaine, for everything you've been doing. He donates to my channel. Like I said, he do all the backgrounds, the thumbnails. He helped me look up the information, all of that, the titles, everything. So thank you, Jermaine. He's always here. Okay. And like I said, he's a strong financial supporter to this channel as well. So I want to just say thank you, Jermaine. You've been spending so much money on this channel, so much time, everything. I appreciate you, honey. All right. One of the best mods here in Best Friend on YouTube. All right. Anyway, let's see. So they say in court this morning, his $1 million bond was reduced to $250,000. He will be placed on house arrest, fitted with an ankle monitor, and won't be allowed to use social media. Now, as we know, Anthony is charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet on April the 2nd. Okay. So, like I said, the judge did agree to reduce his bond to that $250,000. Let's see what else. So as we already know, he did post his bond and was released from the Collin County Jail on Monday afternoon. He had nothing to say to reporters who asked, how was this self-defense? I wish this lawyer would have answered that. Okay, I really do, because if I was a lawyer, I would have answered them. I would have told them how it's self-defense, without incriminating, my client. The 17-year-old was fitted with an ankle monitor and will be on house arrest as he awaits trial. That means he can only leave his house with prior approval from the court. He must be supervised by a parent or a designated adult at all times, and is required to check in with the judge's bailiff every Friday morning. He isn't allowed to use social media and can't contact the family of the alleged victim in any way. So this is what they know so far. The bond reduction hearing started at 9 a.m., like I told y'all the other day, with Anthony entering the courtroom in a gold jumpsuit, handcuffed and chained. His father and mother both testified during the hearing. They said Anthony is their oldest child and he has 3 siblings. The family moved to the DFW area in 2021. He was the captain of the football and track teams, and he had never been arrested before this incident. Y'all hear that? With all these there going rumors shooting around YouTube streets saying this kid was arrested, he was on suspension, all types of weird stuff, just lying. They couldn't find anything on this kid, so they made up stuff. He's a thug. His parents are not together. His parents are happily married. They've been together for the longest. He comes from a well-grounded family. Haters, okay? He also worked at Foot Locker for 2 years and worked a second job at HEB. He worked 2 jobs. Now, Anthony's attorneys originally asked the judge to reduce his bond to $150,000. Given that Karmelo has no prior criminal history, and given that this young man has not been in any sort of trouble before, $1 million is not necessary, said defense attorney Mike Howard. This family needs to be able to survive. There's been a tremendous amount of pressure. I think at this point, living in a gated community, given everything, the safety of their younger children is very warranted. Security details and criminal defense are not cheap. Howard suggested the ankle monitor and house arrest to give this young man a chance to get out of jail and be with his family. His lawyer looked like he's a good lawyer too. Look at him. Okay. Now, after the bond hearing, Howard addressed the media, so he did, outside the Collin County Courthouse. He said every Texan deserves the right to defend themselves when they reasonably fear for their life, he said. Self-defense is a protection that applies to each and every one of us. There are 2 sides to every story. Karmelo is a 17-year-old kid, an excellent student. He is the captain of his track team and the captain of his football team. This is a tragedy all the way around for both families. Now, Howard did not answer questions about why Anthony was armed with a knife. And that is understandable. That is an understandable question, but it's not something that we are prepared to go into, he said. It would be irresponsible for me or them to say this is why. We ask that the public, as hard as it is, without judgment. What else? We ask that the public, as hard as it is, it's withhold judgment. Howard said this has been a one-sided investigation up until this point. It sure has. But his team is confident that after a full investigation, the truth will come out. Now, bond, as the judge said, is not supposed to be an instrument of oppression. It is not supposed to be to keep people in jail. It's to ensure someone comes to court Howard said. He believes both sides want the tension surrounding the case to calm down. Now, this is the other side. In a cross-examination, prosecutors said Anthony was in an altercation on February the 4th in school. That altercation did not involve law enforcement. They brought up a fundraiser page that is operated by Anthony's mother with a $500,000 goal. It is currently at $412,000. So it takes a lot to hire criminal attorneys, okay, and to possibly get up and move your family to a safer location, because I'm pretty sure they had threats. Now, I don't know if they moved or not. I'm just saying. Collin County First Assistant Bill Risky, why they hadn't bonded him out of jail yet if they had more than $400,000. Why would they when you can get a reduction? That's stupid. Why would it you if you can get a reduction? We already know that $1 million was excessive. Okay, now anyway, Anthony's parents said it is a difficult process to get the money, and it isn't as simple as giving a phone call to access it. The family also said a lot of the money has to go to the legal defense. Worski said this appears to be unjustified first-degree murder. For reasons unknown, the defendant brought a knife to a track meet for what probably could have been a fist fight at worst. The family could make this $1 million bond as soon as they get access to it. I don't know why we are here, he said. He also said this has devastated two families. Well, Risky, or whatever your name is, you, the judge didn't buy that, okay, at all. All right. First of all, he probably was carrying a knife all the time. He didn't bring a knife to the track meet like he's trying to indicate. Okay. Wherever he goes, he probably had that knife in his backpack. All right. Going there to the track meet was no different than any other day when he probably had it with him. All right. It just probably isn't, because he probably had it with him for self-defense, just in case somebody touch him or whatever the case is. It just so happened Austin, doing the most, had to come over there and start messing with this kid. And I don't understand why they don't look at the real stuff. You know, I just don't understand that. I still don't understand that. Why do they keep on acting like this kid just came to a track meet with a knife to unalive Austin? That's not true. And I hope you guys lose in court. I really do. I truly do. I prayed for this dude, and I prayed again today, and I'm going to pray again, because I know it was self-defense. Okay? So let's see what else they say here. Now, Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis called the case a terrible tragedy for not just Frisco, but the Collin County community. He said, "We look forward to continuing the process and looking at all the facts of the case," he said to the media outside the courthouse after the bond reduction hearing. He said, "We will go where the facts lead us." He said, "This case has struck a nerve in the community. It is hard for everyone to be level-headed at a time like this. It's our job to be level-headed, to be fact-based, and follow the truth wherever it may lead," Willis said. So this is the big picture view, okay? Judge Angela Tucker of the 199th Judicial District Court says she learned of this case assignment last Monday, and the cases are assigned at random. She was only presiding over the bond reduction hearing. There will be another random selection for the judge assigned to the trial. Judge Tucker says she's never had the security issues she's faced with this case. She also said during the hearing that this is a bond hearing and not a trial. The purpose of a bond is to ensure the defendant will return to court and to ensure the safety of the community. She said, "I don't take that lightly at all. I take those things very seriously. There is no replacement for the loss of life or the loss of a child. I don't want the family to think a bond amount is connected to the dignity of loss. You cannot make the person come back." Okay, so let me give you the backstory according to what they wrote here real quick. So Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old junior at Memorial High School in Frisco, was unalived at a UIL District 11-5A track meet at Cayenne Stadium. Police said a student from Centennial High School in Frisco, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, stabbed Metcalf in the chest during a fight. So now they call it a fight. Before they said he just pushed. Okay, so they was actually fighting. All right, so now we got that clear. So the black dude was telling the truth. An arrest report said that Anthony told a school resource officer that Metcalf put his hands on him. After the officer mentioned to others that he had the alleged suspect in custody, the report states Anthony said, "I'm not alleged, I did it." The report states Anthony also asked the officers, is he going to be okay? And he asked if what happened could be considered self-defense. Witnesses told police that Anthony was sitting under the Memorial High School tent and was told to leave by some kids, okay? Anthony allegedly told Metcalf, "Touch me and see what happens." One witness told police that Metcalf then pushed Anthony to get him out of the tent. Anthony then reached into a bag and stabbed Metcalf. Anthony was arrested and now charged with first-degree murder. Okay? So, that's what they wrote down. But, of course, they left out all the little details. And, you know, Shay's to basically show some eyewitness account of it and went over the police report, incident report, and all that stuff here, right here on my live. Y'all can go check those videos out. Now, you said, right, his defense fees are going to take all of that money. Okay, you're correct, if not more. So y'all keep on putting those, getting those donations up. Okay, so let's look at and see. Oh, let me just tell y'all, let me be fair. Okay, let me tell you about Austin. Okay, so Austin Metcalf, he was an honor student, a natural leader, and a talented athlete. And of course, he has a twin. Okay, a twin brother. He was voted team MVP by his players and coaches. Let's see. They said football was his pride and joy. He was working on track and field to increase his speed. Okay. He also said his dad said his sons went hunting together the weekend before the stabbing, something they love to do together. So the picture they showed online, like I told you guys before, that is a hunting picture. Okay. In no way should you guys be using that picture to determine how this boy acts. Okay. Point blank. So that's a little bit about, you know, Austin Metcalf. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and let y'all watch a couple of videos so y'all can see what they're saying. Let me turn this music down. This time go by so quick, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. This girl is here singing to this cat, man. Here. Let this be over here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Let me find this video first. Hold on. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that was fair, you know, for them to reduce that bond down from 1 million to 250,000? Or do you think it should have stayed at 1 million? And if you do think it should have stayed there, why? Why? Okay, let me go to TikTok real quick. I'm going to have to do a split screen, I believe. Is it present? Oh, yeah, share screen. Okay, let's see this. Share screen. I almost forgot how to do it. I almost forgot, you guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, can y'all see that too? I bet y'all can. Can y'all see that screen? Y'all can. I can see it, but I can't see it together with you guys. I can see it on my other computer, though, I think. Can y'all hear me good? Can you hear me, Jermaine? Okay, so you can hear me too, right? Just say yay in the thing. Okay, let me go ahead and put this thing up here. TikTok. Okay, so we are going to go to Karmelo. Am I on Google? Am I on the dag? What am I doing? Y'all be tripping out when I be on this damn thing. What am I doing? I'm going to the wrong shit. Damn, let me do this right. I'm about to click off the whole thing. Okay. Wait a minute, let me spell his name right. I've been writing it for a whole week and still got it wrong. Let's see here. Anthony. Let me see if I can pull up the right video that I'm trying to show you guys. Oh. So let's see if it's up here. The one that I want you guys to see is this one right here. It sure is. Let's see this.
17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was silent after bonding out of the Collin County Jail and being placed on house arrest.
Do y'all hear that good?
2 days after the buried their son, they were at the Collin County Courthouse for a bond reduction hearing Monday. Karmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing and killing Metcalf at a Frisco track meet earlier this month. The case has quickly become national news, drawing a lot of attention, resulting in threats and increased security at the courthouse.
Threats and, talk of race war and all kinds of insanity isn't good for, obviously, the Anthony family. It's not good for the Metcalf family.
Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but we did capture the Anthony family arriving. His father, Andrew, testified in the hearing. District Court Judge Angela Tucker said that she's never gotten this volume of calls and had to have this level of security in the courtroom in her 13 years on the bench. Court documents say Anthony.
I can't help that, Jermaine. Damn, just listen. I can't help
that.
When
an officer arrived, court documents say Anthony told the officer, "I was protecting myself." Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis spoke after the hearing.
The judge has made the call, and so what's important is what's next. And it's our job to be level-headed, to be fact-based, and to follow the truth wherever it leads.
Anthony's father testified he's taking a leave from work because of the incident, and his wife is a stay-at-home mother with 3 other children. During the hearing, the prosecution brought up the fact that more than $400,000 have been raised for the Anthony family, saying a reduction is not needed because they have the funds. A big question in this case will be, why did Anthony bring a weapon to a high school stadium? It's a question that was asked of his attorney.
That's an understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into.
Now, in the opening statement to the media from that interview that you just heard, he led with talking about self-defense. Again, the court documents mention self-defense. We'll have to wait and see how that defense will be made in court when things pan out. Now, according to the judge, the terms of the bond are house arrest and ankle monitor. She told him to stay off social media, and he has to personally call her bailiff every Friday morning, not his parents, but him. And there's a list of other things that is set. And if he violates that, he'll return to the Collin County Jail. 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was
okay. We're gonna stop that right there.
Out of the Collin County Jail.
So as you guys can see, it has a caption. So if you cannot hear it, which I do not control that part of this video because it's a slow period. Read the caption. Okay. Hold on. Let me go and show you the next one. You're going to see this over again anyway. Okay. So let me go ahead and go to another video. Let me see what the other video is that I have shared. Hold on. I don't want to read no weird. Well, you know what? We can play that one too. Okay. Let's hear what she's talking about. Let's hear this one. Okay.
I have some updates on the bond hearing that happened this morning for Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony appeared before the court this morning at 9 a.m. with his new defense attorney, and that defense attorney requested that his $1 million bond be reduced to $150,000. The defense attorney cited that Karmelo did not have any criminal history, and the defense attorney further recommended that Karmelo be placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor. Now, of course, the prosecution argued this. They said that the family has raised more than enough of the 10% required to pay that $1 million bond because they've raised $412,000 of their $500,000 goal. They also went on to cite some sort of altercation that occurred at school back in February that involved Karmelo. However, there was no police involvement in whatever that was. Karmelo's parents were there. They testified on his behalf. We learned that he is the oldest of 4 siblings, and the family moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area back in 2021. We also learned that Karmelo is the captain of his football and track teams, and that he also works at Foot Locker and at HEB. Judge reminded the court that the purpose of the bond is to ensure public safety and to ensure that Karmelo returns to future court dates. She also went on to say and remind the court that the amount of the bond is in no way connected to the dignity or the value of the victim's life. Judge did reduce that bond to $250,000, and she placed Karmelo on house arrest. She also ordered that he do weekly check-ins with the bailiff and ordered no social media use. If you happen to be unfamiliar with this case, back on April the 2nd, Karmelo Anthony, a senior at one high school, Centennial High School in Frisco, Texas, and Austin Metcalf, a junior at another high school in Frisco, Texas, Memorial High School. They were at a district track meet when some sort of confrontation or altercation took place that led to Karmelo Anthony, by his own admission, pulling out a knife and stabbing Austin, which very quickly ended Austin's life. There are multiple eyewitnesses, like dozens of eyewitnesses. Of course, we've seen a few of those statements, but as of right now, all other facts and details of the case really remain unknown. Law enforcement has said that they have gotten videos of at least portions of the incident that occurred. Basically, what we know for sure is that one teen is dead, another has been charged with first-degree murder. By his own admission, he stabbed him. But why he had a knife, what sort of altercation or confrontation took place, those are things that, yes, there's a lot of rumor and speculation, but we don't have facts of any of that. This is a case that I have followed and will continue to follow very closely. So if you are interested in this case or other true crime cases, go ahead and hit the follow button.
Okay, we're going to stop there right there. Let me get back over here on the screen real quick. So the thing is, I wanted to say something. They really trips me out when they say some of these things we want to know, but no one ever asked the question, why did Austin feel the need to go and confront this kid about being under the tent? Was Austin the coach? Was he someone that was in charge? Was he that? Why did he feel the need? And if the boy told him, the young man told him to leave him alone, basically, why didn't he do that? I don't hear these questions being raised. They keep on talking about that knife, why he had it. The thing is, I'm pretty sure we're going to find out. But the thing is, if Austin Metcalf would have never went over there touching this kid, he would still be alive today. And I wish these people would stop saying things the way they said, because it's like they're overlooking stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're overlooking things. You can have all the weapons you want to in your purse or bag or wherever. Most people are not going to use these things unless somebody is putting their life in jeopardy. Okay? Period. You know, and then again, if you are the aggressor and you are provoking people, I mean, what did he think would happen? The dude warned him. All right? He said, touch me and find out, or touch me and see. If somebody told me to touch me and see, I'm not touching them. I'm just going over there to tell the coach. But I know how some of these kids are. Touch me and see. Okay, I'm going to touch you. I'm going to touch you. Let's keep it real. But yet these people trying to, just like Jermaine said, they're trying to paint a certain type of narrative. Like all of a sudden, Karmelo Anthony just became a deranged unaliver and just stabbed this little kid for nothing. So that's just plainly crazy. As you can see, some of these comments, 250,000 is a significant drop. That's a big slap in the face of the victim families and friends. It's not a big slap in the face. The slap in the face was when he was given a $1 million bond. It was a slap in his face, his parents' face. Okay. And the thing about it, I'm not trying to say forget that a child was unalive, because I haven't forgotten about that. But the thing is, we need to tell the truth. Okay, we need to tell the truth. You know, this kid felt threatened. I really do believe he felt threatened, because how can you be a good student, just like Austin is? I mean, just like he was, a good athlete, good grades, and everything else, then all of a sudden you just do this. You know, this kid was provoked. He was provoked, I mean. And he felt like his life was in jeopardy. Okay, so Monica said, free Karmelo. He should be home. He is innocent until proven guilty. Self-defense. Okay.
17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was
Let me
silent
stop this.
after bonding
And
out.
let me just say this too. And I still don't see anybody bringing up the fact that his dad was arrested for sexual assault. I don't even see that in the news nowhere. But yet, if the tables was turned and just say Karmelo Anthony's dad had did something like that, you guys will see it all over the news right now. I don't like this double standard stuff, this weird stuff, this racism that they do. I don't like none of that because it's not right. I don't see any news. Fox News. Why haven't you addressed that? Why haven't you addressed that? Jeffrey Metcalf was asking what type of home or family did Anthony have? Okay? Even though Anthony's family is pretty decent. Nobody's families are perfect, just like no kids are perfect. Okay? But for him to ask what kind of family did this dude come from because his son got unalive, and then he has a criminal history himself. That's crazy as hell, you guys. And it's not for no little bitty petty crap. It's for actual assault. And when you actually assault someone, you are being nothing more but a bully as well. Because you're forcing them, you're putting yourself on them, all types of, you're scaring them. The same thing bullies do. Okay? And that's on everything. It's not right. And I hope he gets off. I hope he does not get anything besides having that knife or school grounds. That's it. Because I know it was self-defense. I really do believe it was self-defense. I really do. You said, Jermaine, that's why they keep saying he's charged with first-degree murder, right? Austin initiated the incident and by witness accounts assaulted Karmelo. As a matter of fact, let's watch this witness video now that I have my mic working, and I want y'all to hear it. Okay, let's find the witness. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna show y'all the other videos too. Let's see if I can pull that man's video back. Oh, here he is. Is this it? What is this right here? Oh, this is not an actual video of him. This is something else right here. Or is it? Maybe. Let's see what this. Let's look at this real quick. Okay, let's look at this first. Let's see.
Multiple witnesses reported that Austin have told the suspect, Karmelo Anthony, that he would need to move out from under his team's tent, considering Anthony is a student at Centennial High School, but he was sitting under Memorial High School's tent. And after telling him this, Anthony opened his bag, reached inside and said, "Touch me and see what happens." Metcalf reportedly then touched Anthony, and Anthony then said, "Punch me and see what happens." Soon after, Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, at which point Anthony pulled out the weapon and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest before running away. And after officers caught up with Anthony, he immediately told them, "I was protecting myself," and that Metcalf put his hands on him. And while the officer was walking him to his car, he said he had the alleged suspect, to which Anthony responded, "I'm not alleged. I didn't." And while Anthony was in the cop's car, he asked if Metcalf was going to be okay. And then later, as if his actions could be considered self-defense entity, is currently being held in jail, and his bond has been set to $1 million. But rest in peace to Austin. Let me know what you guys think about this. And as always, I'll keep you guys updated. Multiple witnesses reported that Austin
Let's
have told
this right here. Let me go back and see if I can find the one where the witness was talking. Let's see if we can find it. I'm trying to find that dude I was playing the other day. Now, you know that video I just showed you was not the true police and all that stuff. Y'all do know that, right? They did not have to do all that. Now, here's that witness right here. Let's listen.
They got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or
let me rewind.
And you know, it was raining. They got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, you know, places where they, you know, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up under the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? my daughters was up under the same goddamn tent. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity. So I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry. You feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and whatever. They went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened. Yeah. It wasn't just one. It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that got unalive, and his brother physically went over there to intentionally. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is at least 5 to 10 miles away. It was community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet. So he had the right to have a knife on his person, bro. It was raining. It got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to.
So he was like, I hope y'all was reading the caption. All right. So he said it was raining. Okay. And you know what? Honestly, I definitely believe this dude's story. I really, truly do. Okay. That's why that boy kept on changing that story. Okay. That's why he kept on changing it. All right. And this is why the other one said, punch me and you will see or you will find out. Because I believe that somebody did say, or someone was punching him, or they threatened to punch him. Now, according to this witness here, he said they were punching him. They was about to jump him. Now, I remember when I was talking to you guys, and also when I was talking to Jermaine, I said, I don't believe what they're saying. I don't believe this little kid just went over there and said, what are you doing in this tent? You don't belong here. And then the other one said, I don't know, whatever, you know. And then the other little kid say, Austin, just say, well, you need to leave my tent, our tent, because you don't go to the school, or I'm going to put you out. And then Anthony say, well, put me out then. And then Austin say, stand up and say, I'm going to politely push you out of here. I don't believe that stuff. And then they claim that Anthony then just went in his bag and stabbed him. I don't believe that. No. I believe when they saw this kid underneath that tent, they tripped, like a lot of kids do sometimes. Then they wanted to be, you know, like they are, kids be trying to do sometimes, so that they are all, you know, tough and shit. He was like, well, you know what? Let me go tell this dude. Let me see why he's, you know, let me ask him why he in this tent. Let's get him out of here. Then he go over there and say, you know, you're not supposed to be underneath this tent. And then I also believe that Anthony might not have, he might have been like, I'm not going to say like quiet or real nice. He may have just said, like most people will react when you confront them, and you should not be. So that's what I think. And then I think after that, you know, they got into a heated back and forth thing. And I believe the other kids who was there were listening. His brother was also there listening. And I believe that when Austin stood up, he was about ready to be doing something else. I really do believe that. And that's why that dude started grabbing his bag, telling him, if you hit me or whatever he was saying during that time, I can't remember, you know. And then when they clearly tried to hit him, punch, and physically remove him, when they tried to punch him, that's when he said, or either they threatened to punch him first, and then he said, punch me and find out. They probably went on to punch them and then try to move him out that tent at the same time. And that's when that dude went in there, his bag, and grabbed his knife. And I do believe more than one person was trying to fight him too. I really do believe that. That's why he went in that bag. I believe that. I really, truly do. Now, I may not be all the way correct, but I bet you it's similar to that. And hopefully those videos will show that, because it's a damn shame, you know, when you have people sitting up here acting like this boy just deliberately just did it just to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that he wasn't scared. He could just fist fight. Maybe he didn't think he could fist fight because maybe it was more than one person trying to fight him. Okay, period. I don't care what kids say. It doesn't mean that that's 100% true. That's why I'm glad they got that the cameras. And hopefully the video has audio and they caught it. But we can tell, you can certainly tell when somebody is basically bullying somebody and things like that. You can see if Austin was pushing him hard. You can also tell if Austin threw a punch, if there was actually an altercation. You'll be able to see all of that in the video, period. You will be able to see all of that. Let me see if this is right. Let's see if I can pull up this dude's thing with his crazy self. Let's see if I can get his up. Yeah, he's something else. Let's see what he's getting ready to say right here. We listened to him once before. Now we're going to listen to him again. She said nobody recorded. I want to hear this, what she said too, about nobody recorded this. Let's listen to hers first.
So y'all telling me in a tent full of teenage students arguing and fighting, nobody
recorded
nothing?
We didn't even think about that.
Nobody recorded nothing. 2 students arguing, fighting, getting into it. Nobody recorded. It's no video out. Nobody recorded. Nobody like coming out and making videos that was there saying things. Like, I just feel like it's just kind of crazy that in this day and age, especially with teenage students, nobody recorded nothing. Like nothing at all. And I just find
it is not posted on social media by somebody.
Why y'all, like, you know how kids be so quick to record fights, so quick
to
record people arguing, so quick to record.
They recorded
like,
it. You just ain't gonna see it yet.
A fight. Kids run to record fights. I'm just trying to figure out. Nobody has no video. Nobody has nothing, because it seems like it's a lot of different stories going around, and we won't really know the truth or anything unless we was there. And it's witnesses coming out and stuff, but people could be biased. So I really don't know. I just find that part funny. Crazy.
Okay.
So y'all telling me.
Okay, let's go ahead and look at his real quick.
Trigger warning. This video gonna start some mess because I'm about to be messy. But it gotta be said. This video gonna start some mess because I'm being messy, but it gotta be said. All right? Listen. Guess who got out on bail just now? Karmelo Anthony. Okay? Listen. America is acting like a family arguing on Thanksgiving and a stranger walking the house. America is acting like a family arguing at Thanksgiving and a stranger walking the house. Listen, $250,000 bond. As soon as they dropped it down from $1 million to $250,000, my boy got out. He said, I got that. Yeah, right up in the GoFundMe. Drop it. Yeah. So now that he walking out, it's 2 different arguments. And I'm going to say both of them. We all family here. Let's just get it out the way. Okay? White people saying, well, why did he have a knife at school? He could have told somebody. I don't think it was that serious to take the boy's life. I mean, all kids horse around in school, right? I don't think it's about race. Listen. Now let's go to the black side. Black people like, a knife? That's Mando. That's Mando. Every young man need a knife at least. Matter of fact, when I grew up, that's the least of your worries. They was bringing more than that to school. Amen. But at the same token, somebody did lose their life. But now all this backstory coming out, and black people sitting there waiting for white people to say something, and white people not saying nothing. They just saying like little snarky remarks. The boy got out of jail, and the white lady that was the reporter said, well, why were you armed at school? That's what we calling it now? If I put a rock in my pocket at school and walk in with it, am I armed? God, why we gotta take it so far? You got scissors in your book bag. Come on now. This is a young man. Needless to say, I know y'all could tell by the way I told y'all both sides what side I am with. But we will reconvene at a later date. Let's just see how this goes. And we will be covering this. Comment section, get messy. That's what we're here for. I'm just a messenger.
Okay, messy.
Warning, this video going.
Okay. Let's see what some of these comments are saying over here. Somebody said, Jamie said, not all white people have that thought. From the moment this happened, I immediately said to myself, what did Austin do to provoke him? Sorry, he passed away, but I don't believe he was innocent. And I'm glad you are being truthful, Jamie. See, I like people like you. And I think the same way. I don't care if it would have been, if the shoe would have been on the other feet. I would be saying the same thing if it was the other one unaliving the other. I would be saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. The thing is, one boy should have never put his hands on the other one. He should have never even confronted him. But just say he did confront him, because I know how kids are. Just don't put your hands on him. Okay? Don't do it. If they didn't want him in that tent and they said he did not belong there, they should have went to tell the coach. Just be a little tattletale and go tell the coach. Let the coaches do their job if they don't want him under that tent. Okay? It was pouring down raining. Why did they even have to go over there messing with that dude? That is crazy. Does not even make any sense. So let's see what this guy is talking about right here.
I want y'all to listen to me closely.
We're not going to play him because he got music playing in the background. I hate when they do that. Well, let's see what Brittany is talking about here.
Little update on Karmelo Anthony. He has been allowed to be released and is on house arrest now after unaliving somebody. What? You know, what happened to back in the day when, like, if somebody was being bullied?
Let me stop this right here. First of all, what the hell does she mean? It is so many people who unalive people and they be let out on bond. Okay, bail. What the heck is she talking about? Big ass up. Let's go ahead.
They would just fight. There would just be a fist fight. Somebody would get lumped up a little bit.
Girl,
somebody
stop it. Hold on. Let me rewind this right here.
And then on fight, somebody would get lumped up a little bit.
Stop this. Let's go back.
What? You know, what happened to back in the day when, like, if somebody was being bullied, they would just fight. There would just be a fist fight. Somebody would get lumped up a little bit. Somebody would move on. And then on to the next thing. What is it now that, like, it instantly turns to unaliving that when did this become the norm? Because, like, when I was growing up, you would just fist fight. You ran into him on the street somewhere, you would fist fight. Somebody gets beat up, but then they get over it. There's a level of respect there, and that was it. You moved on. There's no fist fights anymore. It just goes straight to, I was being bullied, so I unalived him. Like, I don't understand when this all changed. But yeah, he's now on house arrest after taking a life.
Girl, shut your ass up. The thing about it is like this. See, these people need a person like me to tell their ass off. Okay, simple as that. First of all, children were doing stuff back when you were younger too. They were unaliving people and stabbing kids and things like that. Okay, not as much as they're doing it now, but they were doing stuff. What we need to be telling kids, as well as grown-ups too, fighting period should not be done. Okay, don't put your hands on anyone. Okay, that's what we should be telling kids and people. If someone tells you to leave them alone or don't touch them, your dumbass should not be touching them, and you should leave them alone. I don't know what the heck this girl is talking about. If this dude would have unalived Anthony, okay, you guys would not be saying a damn thing. Let's keep it real. You wouldn't be saying anything. You would be up here jumping because the dude is out of there going jail, just like you was when Kyle Rittenhouse got out, when George Floyd got out, and Derek Chauvin. Please, y'all shut that shit up for real. For real. Like I said, when people say stupid stuff, I think people need to start addressing that. All right? I really do. Stop letting these people get away with some of this foolishness they say. This lady right here is already playing damn the judge, the jury, and just convicting this dude and haven't even heard the whole entire damn story. You weren't there, lady. Okay? You weren't there. And let me tell y'all something. I've been answering some of these people in these comment sections, okay, off of my real page, because I want them to come for me talking that BS so I can tell them off. It's simple as that. Because the thing is, sometimes we, and I hate to say this, as people and as Black people, we need to start standing up and letting these people know what's up. All right. You know, good and daggone well, this entire situation was not right. None of this should have happened. Neither one of them should have gotten in any altercation, period. But the person who was the aggressor is the one who started it, point blank. And he should have never confronted this dude physically or verbally in a threatening manner, because you never know what the other person is going through, what the other person thinks. You don't know. Goodness, I'm sick of hearing these stupid ass people saying stupid stuff instead of looking at the real stuff, instead of looking at just the race, colors. We know good and damn well that dude started the whole situation from the beginning. He should have never even went over there confronting this kid. He should have never, ever started threatening if that's what he did. And he damn sure should have put his hands on him if he was doing that. Because in that other article on the news, they said they were fighting. They didn't say verbally fighting. They said fighting. Fighting meaning they were fighting. And we don't know who all jumped in it or who all was acting like they were going to jump in it. We don't know. You don't put your hands on people. They telling you not to. They warning you. If I tell you don't touch me, no damn touch me or else. As simple as that. Don't touch people. And people need to start saying that and stop acting like racist ass buffoons. Damn, y'all know good and daggone well what happened. You know, that the person who was aggressive should have never, ever even said a daggone thing. And yes, it's a shame that he got out alive. But when you put yourself in certain situations, anything is bound to happen. Point blank. Now let's go to the next video. Crazy old people be just saying any old damn thing. I mean, they will just ignore what's in front of them whenever they think that racism played a role in it or somebody's doing them wrong. It doesn't even make no sense. But yet when George Floyd got unalive, when Travion got unalive, when Javion McGee got unalive, when Sandra Bland got unalive, when just so many, I can't even remember all the names of all these Black people who got unalive in the hands of white people. You guys condone that shit. All right, I don't like that. And let me just show this person right here. Let's see what this dude is talking about right here. I want to play because you got some Black people be saying stuff too. So let's play him.
Man, I wasn't gonna talk on this, but this Karmelo Anthony case, I mean, y'all trying to make it racial. Y'all be trying to do anything. The internet.
Listen, I one thing that I wish some of these people would stop doing. Stop playing damn music when you're trying to talk. And it could be copyright or whatever the case. Just stop doing that. We can't even understand what you're saying when you got music playing, suspense music. We're going to be thinking more about that than anything. Gosh, let me see what else. I want to see somebody who's talking. I'm trying to show for both sides, okay? I'm just not trying to show one side. Okay, let's see what this person is saying right here, okay? I hope they're not singing here. Let's see.
Karmelo Anthony thought he could protect himself in self-defense, but an action before the attack proved that he was...
We can't do that. Since I'm talking about these people got music in the background, I don't know what's wrong with them. I really just don't. This is him up here dancing, huh? When he was younger. Jamming. Okay, I'm trying to see. Oh, let's see what she's talking about, okay? Let's see what she's talking about real quick.
Centennial students shocked about what happened, that one of their classmates could be charged with such a serious offense. One girl that we spoke with knew Anthony pretty well, that she says, and told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff, like, you know, but to take someone's life is just like a different level.
Centennial students shocked about
what
happened.
This girl right here got up here
with such a serious offense. One girl
was
that we spoke
lying.
with knew Anthony
okay,
pretty
let
well,
me stop that.
says, and
now this little bitch, and I hate to say that, y'all, she was lying. Okay, now why would she get her ass up there and lie and act like this dude be doing all this fighting? And let me stress this too. They said that he got an altercation last year. I can't remember when they said it. Listen, y'all, kids do get into altercations in school, okay? but they can still be good kids. It just depends on what the altercation is about. As long as they're not getting into altercations every damn day, every week, every every hour, that's totally different. If a child is in a fight one time out of the year or one time out of the school, out of 2 years or 3 years, you can't say that child has a problem because you don't know what they got in a fight about. Somebody could have hit them, somebody could have been messing with them, or they could have just been in, not doing what they need to do themselves that day. As long as they're not doing this all the time, it's not fair to use that. Just like I said, it's not fair to use the rifle picture with them out there in those pictures because they was hunting. How are you guys going to use that and paint the picture that Austin is a bully because of the picture you guys said? That's stupid. They went hunting. They took a hunting picture. So therefore, that's what you saw. You cannot use those pictures or use the fact that this other kid got in a fight one time that we heard about as basically trying to point out certain things about them because you don't know. They have to have like a history of doing something. And then this little silly ass girl get up here and talking about she knew him and lying. That's crazy. Why did they get up there and just be lying? Tell the daggone truth. And like I said, if he did get in a fight, so what? So what? A lot of kids get in fights. That don't mean they bad. I got in fight in school and I was never bad. I was quiet, good student, got good grades, everything. Sometimes you get into fights and stuff. Now, if he's a troublemaker in school, that would be totally different. But still, even if you are a troublemaker, if he wasn't the aggressor, always remember that he was not the aggressor. If that dude would have never came over there and messed with that kid would still be alive today. Simple as that. It doesn't even matter if he was a troublemaker at school or whatever. But he wasn't, because they just said he had no criminal history. He was a good student. He was on a captain. If your ass is a troublemaker, I don't think you can still be a captain on a football team or a track team. I don't know why these kids be lying, man. Stop doing that. That's not good. You playing with people's lives and stuff. If anything, y'all asses should have been breaking up the damn fight before it even started. When Austin was talking about, whatever he was saying to this kid or whatever the case is, and he said, I'm going to put you out the tent. That's when all of you kids should have ran over there and grabbed Austin to prevent him from even fighting. But no, y'all didn't do that. Y'all sat right there and watched the shit. Now you want to get up here and lie and say stuff? That's not cool, y'all. That's not cool at all. Y'all should have stopped the shit. And some of y'all should have ran over there and got the damn coaches. That's on everything. That's what y'all should have did. Now let's see this. This is a day ago. Let's see what this dude is talking about. Oh no. Let me just read it. He said Texas authorities now have a video of Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony confrontation before the fatal stabbing. What is it? The release of the video's evidence will be, I don't know what else that said because he got music playing in the damn background. Let me see if I can mute that real quick. And maybe we can watch it. So the release of the video evidence will be eye-opening when it comes to Karmelo Anthony's self-defense claims. It sure will be, too bad nobody leaked it. I just can't imagine that all these kids had cell phones, right? And nobody leaked anything. Because usually, guys, when stuff like this happens, somebody leaks something. So why didn't they leak anything? Why don't we see any type of video up online that shows it? Because a lot of times you do when people, be doing the video. Because a lot of people will be videoing it. And the police can't get everybody, you know what I'm saying? Every camera. So that's kind of odd. Let's see what else we got here. I'm trying to get somebody. Okay, let's see what this say. I hope you don't got no music in the background. I just want to hear them talk. I hope he does not have no music.
We're up.
Karmelo, do you have anything that you'd like Why were you armed? Karmelo, why were you armed at school? explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Okay, so I guess he wasn't talking, he was just shorted. Now, I don't know why this stupid ass reporter was even asking that question, because she know he's not going to answer that question. That's stupid. Okay. And he wasn't at school. He was on a field that the school owns, but he wasn't actually at the actual school. She should have just said it the way it is. Why were you on the field with a knife? Okay, why did you have a knife? Why did you feel like you needed to have a knife in your bag? That should be the question. Okay. Now they got some other. So what? Let's listen to this real quick. Let me see what they're saying here, you guys.
They boasted that the judge that was handling the Karmelo Anthony case was one of their own and that she would let him out. And that's exactly what she did. She lowered the bond to $250,000. I've been in and out of the system my entire life.
It looked like it.
Oh, and every single person I've ever seen that had that charge, the bail was a minimum of $1 million because you're not getting out. Period. Juvenile, adult, it doesn't matter. So what the fuck is going on here? This is not justice. This is saying that it's okay for one of them to unalive somebody that looks like us. And people, are you just going to sit back and let it happen? Are you not going to say anything? Why aren't you down there at the courthouse? I don't live in Texas. I don't live there. But you better believe if I did, I would be all over that shit. Because you know what? Your kids are in danger. Keep them away from them. They boasted.
Ass, stupid ass man. I need to tell your ass off. I wish I was a bigger YouTuber. Let me just tell you off right here, though. First of all, you're talking of this bullshit. There are many cases where the bond is lowered down. Okay, for people who have murdered someone. Okay, period, and they be out on bail. That's the first thing. Secondly, we have so many cases of white people unaliving blacks, starting from slavery. So what the hell are you talking about with your fat ass? Okay, what this dude needs to be concentrating on versus concentrating on spreading hatred like he's doing, he need to be concentrating on getting on that damn scale, first of all, and getting that damn exercise room and getting away from that damn table. Those are the things he need to be concentrating on. All right, and also concentrating on what actually happened. He think just because they got a black judge, somebody who was randomly picked, she automatically reduced his bond. That's not true. So, okay, so when they have white judges up there and they reduce white people bonds, do you think the same thing? And how do you feel about Rittenhouse case? Because nobody told him to go to that riot. Nobody told him to go there. If he wouldn't have went, nothing would have happened. Okay? Did you feel the same way when George Floyd was in that situation he was in and got out alive? What about when Zimmerman did that to that little kid? What did you say about that? What about Sonia Bland? I bet you thought that she was throwing that water on that cop too, huh? I love it how people sit up here and say bullshit when someone their same race gets unalive. But if the shoe was on the other foot, he would not be sitting his fat ass up there saying a damn word. Okay? He need to be concentrating on not getting back in prison again. Talking that bull crap. That's what he needs to concentrate on. Shit, talking about he was in system. Just because you were in the system and you saw cases and they did not get a reduction in bond. Maybe they had damn criminal backgrounds. Maybe they was a flight risk. Maybe they were a problem before. Hell, why in the heck were they even incarcerated in the first place? That alone tells me they had troubles going on. They were in trouble, just like his ass probably was. As a matter of fact, he should have told us what was he in the system for. Because I would like to know, what's his criminal background? Point blank. That's crazy. He's sitting up here talking about he would be at the courthouse. Doing what? Protesting? You're going to mess around, you're going to get your ass right back incarcerated. Period. They don't need to be going down there for what? Shh. Oh, let's see what he said. I love to play everybody.
Lisa Herrick joining us, veteran juvenile attorney, partner at Varghese Somerset, this is important, former juvenile prosecutor. Lisa, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Nancy.
That's enough time to form premeditation. Right there. Now, I know that you defend juveniles after having been a juvenile prosecutor, but the reality is, under the black and white letter of the law, okay, premeditation, the intent to kill or the intent to commit any act, can be formed in the blink of an eye, the twinkling of a moment, the time it takes you to raise a gun and pull the trigger. The law does not require a long, drawn-out period for premeditation or planning. Mens rea, malice aforethought. For instance, a long drawn-out period of poisoning someone every single day, just a tiny bit of arsenic, and then they die. It can be formed just like that. Why do I care? Because premeditation or malice aforethought, mens rea, is a key factor, the critical ingredient in a murder one prosecution, isn't it?
Absolutely. Intent is one of the main elements of a murder or an assault, an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon that turns into a murder. Because in Texas, we have a number of different ways that murder can be committed, or the language for murder can be alleged. One of which can be that you intend for a person to die, but another can be that you your actions, your intentional or knowing actions, are such that you would know that a person would die. So stabbing someone in the heart, you would certainly know that a person would die if you stab someone in the heart. And that knowledge or that intent, like you said,
okay, hold on. Lisa Herrick joining me, veteran trial lawyer. Lisa,
listen, I got to stop this real quick. First of all, crazy ass women, Nancy Gray, right? And this other prosecutor, whatever the hell she just said she is. I don't think he knew that he was going to stab him in the heart. He just did it. All right. Premeditation, if you're sitting there, yeah, you can plan it real quickly, and you know I'm gonna stab him right in the heart, and I'm gonna kill him. I don't think that Anthony was thinking that, because Anthony was on his phone minding his business, okay, when the dude started confronting him. I think Anthony just grabbed that knife and just started stabbing. Okay, period. I don't think he just immediately thought to himself, I'm going to unalive this kid. I'm just going to stab him straight in his heart and unalive him. I just think he was just stabbing. I really do.
Lisa, you're absolutely correct. And I've got a great example, because when I speak to juries very often, or really anybody, and I can't state that this was my idea. I got it from someone in the New Testament. I like to give examples, okay, stories. For instance, if I take a gun and point it right over at my executive producer right here, Jackie, and pull the trigger and then say, oh, what? I just meant to scare her. I didn't mean to kill her. The law presumes you intend the natural consequence of your act. You don't have to say, I will now kill you. Bam. The law presumes you intend the natural consequence of
but the thing about Nancy is not saying, though, Nancy is not saying that he never said he was going to unalive this kid. He said, touch me and find out. We don't know what that means. Okay. He didn't say touch me and I'm going to unalive you. He said, touch me and you will see, or touch me and you're going to find out. He said, punch me and you will see. He didn't say punch me and I'm going to stab you in your heart. He didn't say punch me and I'm going to unalive you. He didn't say punch me and I'm going to try to unalive you. He didn't say none of those words. So what does she talk about? If I'm sitting here and I decide to go ahead and just shoot my coworker, and I decide to do that, that is kind of premeditating, because I'm sitting up here thinking about what I'm going to do. Okay. No one is messing with me and I just randomly did it. Okay. This dude was being messed with and he just randomly did what he did. Okay. Yes, he carries a knife for protection, just much like people carry GUNs and then, knives and things like that. And we're not planning to just go ahead and do stuff to people. only if someone is messing with us and we feel like we need to defend ourselves with that weapon. All right. I don't like the way they try to point like this kid is just a straight up murderer. I don't like it.
Your act. So
man, you
when
still
you
listen,
take
right?
the time to go to your duffel bag, your athletic bag, unzip it, get out a knife, and then stab someone, and then we have the previous threat: touch me, and see what's going to happen.
Wait, I gotta stop this, bitch. That ain't no goddamn threat. Okay, it's not a threat like you're trying to act like. He's just telling him that if he touch me, you're gonna see what happens. Just like if somebody touch you, you're gonna say, "Hit me," and see what's gonna happen. Okay, gosh, that's why I stopped watching your ass a long time ago, lady.
All of that adds together to make a premeditated murder case. Now, you've not only prosecuted juvenile cases, felonies, which is a whole nother animal, prosecuting in juvenile court, juvie court versus big court. What's your defense in this case, Lisa? What would your defense possibly be? Is it true that a stand your ground defense is brewing? How can that percolate? That didn't happen.
How do you know?
A stand your ground defense is hard in this fact.
I'm gonna play that in a minute. Wait a minute. How does she know what the hell happened? Was she there? Did she witness the whole entire thing? Did she see the videos? Was Nancy Gray there? Shit.
Situation because stand your ground law presumes that the victim is somewhere that they are not supposed to be, right? You're defending your space when stand your ground law applies, and certainly Austin was in a place where he was allowed to be. Now, I think Karmelo probably was allowed to be where he was as well. It's a public place, right? But in order to claim stand your ground, and in order to use that as your defense, you have to be defending your space. And so I know Karmelo saying that Austin put hands on him, but deadly force is self-defense theory that is supposed to be used. Deadly force meets deadly force. Self-defense is not
okay.
A legal
Put it
mechanism.
back up, Lisa. Again, you're absolutely correct regarding the letter of the law. I like to use this example. You can't slap me and then I shoot you down with an Uzi. Okay, it's for instance, I can't battle back against your fly swatter.
Okay, I gotta stop. First of all,
So,
hold on. Okay, that's true. But the thing about it is this right here: we do not know exactly what happened. Okay, you're talking about one little slap, and we're talking about this dude. If what the other dude was saying, that they jumped him, that they punched him, okay, and we already know he did push him, and it depends on how hard he pushed him. You can't say that's not self-defense, and you just stand your ground. Personal space. His personal space around him is his personal space, and if somebody gets over here and they, are threatening your personal space by threatening you, I still say you can use self-defense, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out in court, because they're talking about staying your ground, with property and all this other stuff. But still, yeah, that's a public place, and Austin's supposed to be there, and since it's public, the other dude could be there too. But still, the little space that he was sitting in, or whatever the case is, I don't feel like Austin should be allowed to come over there and put his, threaten his feeling of being safe, in his life possibly. Because if you're coming over there and you're telling me you're going to throw me out of the tent, I mean, exactly what are you going to do? Are you going to try to pick me up and throw me out? Are you going to push me out? And during the pushing episode, you can certainly cause somebody to get hurt, especially on bleachers. Okay. And then, like I said, if the dude try to fight back when he's pushing him, you can't convince me that the brother wouldn't have jumped in if he didn't already jump in. Because according to the other eyewitness, he said they jumped this kid. Okay. They jumped him. So again, I don't know what she's talking about. She's going on the fact that she honestly sounds like, trying to make it sound like Austin just asked him to leave. Then he told him he'll put him out. And Anthony just went in his bag and stabbed him. That's not true, Nancy Gray. Y'all, something's wrong with y'all people. And then y'all wonder why so many travesties be affecting you guys and your families and things like that. You can't do that. Like I said, I don't care if this dude, if it was vice versa. I would be saying the same exact thing that I'm saying now. That's a damn shame. Goodness. I don't want to hear no more of this shit she's talking about because it's plainly ridiculous. Okay, it was another one that I wanted to play. I'm trying to figure out where it was at. Let's see here. It was another one that I wanted to play. They said something about, got where I seen. Oh, hold on, I want to see. It was another that I wanted to do. I saw another one. They said that he was saying the dude was calling him a racist name. And these are just rumors because I don't know if this is true. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. I saw that somewhere. I don't know where I saw that. Hold on, y'all. I'm just looking to see. Let's do this guy right here to explain self-defense real quick, okay? I don't know what happened to the one that I was looking for. Hold on. The one that I saw before, I don't know what happened to it. Okay, let's watch this one real quick.
First of all, the idea of race, I mean, you lived it with Zimmerman in a big way. There's so many people who believe that that's why Zimmerman wound up beating that case. But what do you see here? What are your questions? What will matter?
Oh, no, it's definitely a consideration. It always is, whether it's a sort of obvious what we're doing or the implicit one, because we all carry these implicit biases with us that perceive or impact how we perceive an event. Now, what's really it's going to come down to, and I disagree with the guy who said this is not a self-defense case. Yes, I think he said it. This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you look at the facts of the case and compare the two. You have to compare who was the initial aggressor. Was it an aggressive act for him to go up and say, get away from the tent? Did he do more than that? My understanding was maybe he touched him and put hands on him. Granted, that makes the decedent in this case maybe the initial aggressor. But you really still then have to look at whether or not Karmelo Anthony responded with appropriate force. He used a deadly weapon, and whether or not he was in imminent fear of great bodily injury. That's the standard in Texas and most every state to determine whether or not his actions, the way he perceived him, the way Karmelo Anthony perceived him when he took out that knife and stabbed him. The good part is if the decedent was the aggressor initially. The bad part for Karmelo, if in fact it's true that he sort of said, touch me and you'll see, because that's that aggression, that's that predisposition towards violence that doesn't have a place in a true self-defense case.
Okay, so he just, now
first of all, the idea.
See, the way he explained this, it was no racist undertone or anything there. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And basically, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to look at all of the evidence. You cannot go off of what these racist ass people are saying online and things like this based off of racism. Okay. And everything else that they think. You got to look at the actual facts. We don't know. Listen, we can't say how Karmelo Anthony perceived this, okay? And we also don't know exactly whatever else happened. Like I said before, if this kid just went up, told him to move, and then got up and physically moved him, then we don't know exactly how that would go 100%. It depends on how he moved him. Because if he moved him in a way where Karmelo Anthony felt like he was going to be hurt severely, that's the reason why he took out the knife and stabbed this kid. All right? But this is up to the court of law when they look at all of the evidence to decide. All right? Because they're going to have all of the evidence. They're going to have video, all the witnesses, and all this stuff. Now, if what that other witness says that they actually did more. Let's say that when he went over there and asked him, what are you doing here? You need to move, you know, and then he, you know, got up and told him, I guess Karmelo must have said, no, he's not leaving. So when he said that, he got up and said, Austin got up and said, I'm going to make you move, or whatever the case he may have said. Then Anthony probably said, touch me. What did he say? Touch me and you're going to see, or whatever the case is. Once the dude could have possibly said, I'm going to make you move, or I'm going to punch you, or whatever the case is. Because don't forget, he said, punch me and see what happens. So for me, and I see a lot of people have omitted this. So for me, it makes me think that somebody, I don't know if it was Austin or who, somebody said, and I'm thinking that it probably was him. I don't know for sure though. I'm going to punch you. All right. So if he said, I'm going to punch you, you know, after he initially asked him to leave, and he said, well, you're going to leave or whatever the case is, I'm going to punch you or whatever case is, then that's when Anthony probably said, punch me and see what happens. All right. And then as they started to do all of that, and I say they because the other witness said it was more than one person. Okay. He said they jumped this kid. All right. So as they started to do that, or even act like they were going to do that, that dude was probably scared for his life. He probably didn't know what all them kids was going to do. Okay, point blank. And then he's the only, I don't know if he was the only black kid out there or what. I don't know for sure. But the other dude said he was out there with his kids. So I don't know, you know, but he probably was scared. And that's why he went in his bag and grabbed his thing. Unlike what's the name talking about, ain't nobody sitting up here premeditating, going in their bag, pulling out a thing. Most people, when they carry weapons, let's keep it real. When you carry a weapon, you already know in case of emergency, I'm going to go in my purse and I'm going to use it. Or I'm going to go underneath my seat and I'm going to grab it. Or I'm going to go in my pocket and I'm going to use it. Okay, period. In case of self-defense, you know, somebody messing with you. You're not sitting here. I'm very sure he probably wasn't sitting underneath that tent just waiting to stab this dude. And then they claim they don't know each other. Then somebody said in the comment section, they didn't know each other, but they crossed paths earlier. And they said Austin was messing with his girlfriend. So I don't know if this is true or not. All right, this is probably a rumor. I haven't heard anything else about that. I just read that. Now you got some idiot talking about George Zimmerman was in danger. Why he followed that boy? He just like this person said right here.
Did y'all ever stop and think that Karmelo Anthony probably just didn't want to end up like one of the 9 African?
Just like let me go back to this case.
First of all, the idea of race.
Just like this person said in this comment section, they said Zimmerman put himself in danger because he was the aggressor and he was the one that initiated contact and ended up getting his ass beat. That was not self-defense. He was the aggressor. He the one followed that little boy. Why would you be following this kid anyway? You're not the police. Goodness. That is crazy.
Well, social media is in a frenzy after Karmelo Anthony's bond has been reduced to only $250K. And if they do 10% over there, that's $25K. This has some people upset. But quick summary, you guys know Anthony is being accused of taking the life of Austin over a seat.
Like I said, this music in the background and shit is ridiculous. Let's listen to one more and see what this dude is talking about. That's going to be it with this.
Did y'all ever stop and think that Karmelo Anthony probably just didn't want to end up like one of the 9 African Americans that were unalived by Dylan Roof with a firearm in that church while they were unarmed? Did y'all ever think of that? Hell, did that even upset y'all? That boy was rewarded with Burger King after he unalived those people, those unarmed people. Maybe Karmelo Anthony ain't want to go out like that. I can't blame him. Did y'all ever stop and think that Karmelo Anthony probably just didn't want to end up like one of...
Honestly, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know what Karmelo was thinking in his brain, okay, because I'm not him. But I honestly believe that he was in fear for his life. I just really do. Okay, I don't even know if he was looking at race or anything. I just think he feared for his life. It could have been all black dudes. and I think he would have did the same thing. I just really do. I don't think it has nothing for him when it comes to him. I don't think he really looked at the race like that, you know. And just say even if he did, because I'm not him, he could have been thinking that these white kids gonna beat his jump on him and beat him and unalive him. Okay, so I mean, so if he was thinking about the race thing, you know, like what this dude is talking about, he might, you know, say that in his brain, you know, or he just wasn't thinking about that at all. He was just thinking about the fact of, you know, all these kids gonna jump him, or this dude's gonna push him out of the tent. And then you got to look at this too. These are kids and, you know, boys, and they probably like, you know, one don't want to look like a little punk. The kids in the background probably was all laughing and shit, and, you know, instigating and shit like that. You just never know. You know, like I said, when we see the video and hear the audio, if we be able to hear the audio, but when we see that video, I bet you we all are going to be shocked, because I just know it's more to the story, a whole lot more. And let's see if we got any more real witnesses. I know we don't on here. And I'm just shocked no video camera came out of nothing of the incident. Yeah, nothing. So yeah, I'm just shocked with that one right there though. But anyway, I'm not going to say this right here that he deserved to be stabbed to unaliving. I don't know why people get up here saying this foolishness. Like I said before, it's unfortunate that the young man got unalived. It's unfortunate that the other young man is now in trouble. Listen, this should not have even happened, okay? Okay, and study them, you know, study Austin trying to handle this. He should have just went to the coach. I'm sorry. And when those kids saw everything getting heated up, somebody should have ran over there and got the coaches. And I haven't heard not one supposed to be grown up, intelligent person say this. Not one. I'd have not only one other person. That was it. Nobody else said none of this. Where were the coaches? I'm still asking that. Why didn't anyone go and get them? Why? And did a coach say he could be there? And why was it hurting Austin that he was sitting there? Period. These are the questions that need to be answered. These are the questions, you guys. But I am glad that this judge lowered his bond to $250,000 so he can be able to be out, you know, under house arrest with his ankle monitor on, no social media, can't go anywhere unless he's supervised and have the court permission, and his parents have to be there all the time. So I'm glad he was able to be released so they can really talk about this case and get his defense together and things like that. In the future with this case, I don't know how it's going to end up. I do hope that he is not charged with first-degree murder or manslaughter or anything like that. He probably will be definitely charged with that weapon, because you can't have a weapon on school property or grounds or school-owned things, okay? Because it's still considered, you know, a school property. We looked that up here on a live, and we found that out. All right. I think we saw this one right here already. It says, so prepare yourself. Did we see this? I think we did. I'm not sure. Let's see this. Is this the same guy I was listening to the other day who was talking that stuff? Yeah, that's him. I want to see this. I almost said something. I don't want to see his ass. Okay, point blank, because he's plainly ridiculous. Okay, I don't want to see foolishness. All right, we want to look at people who, just like the other lawyer. Okay, the other attorney who was just talking a few minutes ago, who is white, he spoke with intelligence. He didn't look at the race. He just told it her how it is, legal wise. He didn't try to paint the picture. He didn't try to be biased or paint one person. He didn't try to do like some of the other people have done, period. He did just like I would do if I was talking about the case and I was on, TV or something like that. I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like here, I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Austin should have never approached this guy. I do want to know why Anthony had a knife in his bag. I do want to know about that more in detail. I want to make sure they might have crossed paths since they are on, one is on I think both of them are on football teams. Yeah, they are, and I think Anthony also runs track, if I'm not mistaken, because I just told you, he's a captain of the track team and coach. He's a captain of the football team as well. And you have to definitely have good grades and be a good student in order to maintain that. Because, you get suspended all the time and get in trouble, they would take that leadership away from you in school. At least they're supposed to. You said a white kid passed on and they just want blood. Right. Whether Karmelo is innocent or not, doesn't matter to them. I know, which is a damn shame. But yet, they want to say George Zimmerman was innocent. Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent. The police who did that to George Floyd, innocent. Sandra Bland, police, innocent. All these black people who got unalive in the hands of police, or other people, white people, all these people were innocent. And the black people all were either criminals or they deserve what they got or they shouldn't have did this. But yet none of you guys, I haven't heard not one time except one person maybe say Austin Metcalf should have never approached that kid, put his hands on him or anything. I never heard one of you guys say that. Not one. And that's a damn shame. That's a shame. And just to answer the other dude's question when he said, what's happening to America? What do you mean? America has always been a hot ass mess. Okay? It has always been a hot ass mess in regards to many different things. Shh. So in the comment section, you guys tell me what you think. Are you glad that his bond, Karmelo Anthony's bond, was released? Or do you think it should have stayed at $1 million? Do you think he did self-defense? Or do you think he did cold-blooded murder? What do you guys think? And what do you think his sentence will be? Jermaine, what do you think about all that? Let's see if Jermaine is listening. And while y'all do that, let me go ahead and go to the Diddy thing and jayz. Let's see. Trying to see what I got. Okay, so you said, I think he should be found not guilty. And if he does get any charges, what do you think those charges should be, Jermaine? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. What do you think it should be, Jermaine? No charges. Okay, so for me, I think he should be found not guilty as well. And if he does have a charge, it would be having a weapon on school property. Now let's just look at something else real quick before we get ready to leave his topic. Now, just say if he is charged with excessive force, but I don't know if he will be charged with something like that, because it's kind of hard to perceive. It's kind of hard to say how he perceived the threat from Austin, especially if it's shown on video or by witnesses that Austin was the aggressor. So it'll be very fascinating to find out how they can determine that, because what you may, now Nancy Grace said a slap for a slap, but when people being altercation, ain't nobody think about that. Okay. If you slap some, I challenge anyone to go out there and slap somebody and let's see what's going to happen. They're not going to be trying to slap you back. I'm going to tell you that straight up. If they got a weapon, they're going to pull it out. Some people are going to try to beat the crap out of you. Ain't nobody going to be slapped for no slap. What is she talking about? Yeah, under the law, if everybody obeyed it 100% and everything worked like that, yeah, a slap for a slap. But who's doing this? So, like I said, if they do say, if they did come to the decision that it was excessive force, it's going to be fascinating to find out how they came to that decision. Because like I said, the only way I can see them coming to that decision is if Austin didn't do anything but told him to leave, and Austin didn't get up and push him or anything, because his defense attorney can argue the push. Okay, because for one thing, how hard did he push the kid? Okay, and look where he was at. If he was on top of the bleachers, like if it was higher sitting up, or even if it's low, if somebody pushed you, you can still get hurt severely on bleachers. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff they will have to look at. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking a lot of stuff you have to look at to say that it was excessive force. Also, you get to look at the fact if his brother was going to join in, or if he already did, if they did anything more. Because if they did jump him like the dude was saying, and they was punching him, I don't understand how they could say excessive force. Point blank. Okay? The only way I can see them saying excessive force is if Austin didn't do anything but tell him to leave, and he just basically pushed him very lightly, like a little tap or something like that, where he does not even really move or anything when you push him. But if he did it very aggressively in a hard type way, and just say if he was, threatening him before, some people said he was saying racist stuff. I don't know. I did read that. I don't know if that's true. And if he did punch this kid or threaten to punch this kid or whatever the case is, I don't see it, the excessive force. I believe he's going to get off anyway on self-defense. I really do. Before we do this other one, let me look at Stand Your Ground real quick. Before we go look at this other one, and then we're going to move on. Let me just look at this real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, if they listen, see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what Nancy is talking about. Her, that damn lawyer. Okay, see, I should have stayed in that field because I was also going to be a juvenile prosecutor. Okay, so anyway, stand your ground laws, also known as no duty to retreat laws, are a type of self-defense law that allow the use of deadly force if someone reasonably believes they are in imminent danger. And this can apply in any legal location. See, you see what Nancy and them did? They just told you. I don't understand why these people be lying. They just told everybody that stand your ground law basically applies to something you own or something like that. I thought that's what I heard. Didn't she say that, Jermaine? And I said, if you are in a public place in this little area, is your personal space, okay? It doesn't matter if it's public. If that's your area and it's your little personal space, I'm thinking you can use that there too, because if somebody come up to you in your personal space and start threatening you and pushing you and hitting you, they're invading your personal space. The little space, you don't own it physically. You do not, no, not physically. You don't own this space, you know, as far as paying for it. But while you're in that little space right there, that's your little space, and somebody else shouldn't be coming to it, pushing you and putting your life in danger or in a violent situation. Okay. In your perception of having your life in severe danger could be different from somebody else's perception. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, they said they apply any legal location where someone feels threatened with DEATH or serious harm, such as during a robbery, kidnapping, or murder. The law removes the duty to retreat before using deadly force, even if retreat is possible. You got that? So again, you even have to watch these lawyers, because I promise you they said something totally different. That's why I looked it up, because I know good and damn well if I'm in my personal space outside and you come up to me and you talk about you're gonna push me, you're pushing on me, you're talking you're gonna punch me, you're gonna hit me, I can defend myself. Just because you may not see it as threatening, it doesn't mean that I may not see it like that. When that dude ran up on my car like that, and even if I would have unalived him, it still would have been self-defense, because my perception is different than yours. He's running up on my car in an aggressive manner, hitting all on the damn hood and shit, putting his hands on the hood. You know, he hit the hood because he was trying to get on the car at first. But when he saw what I was going to do, he clearly must have got up on my car. And I did that just in time. Don't tell him what that dude was going to do. But you can't sit there and say, oh, Shay, you should have just tapped him a little bit, or you shouldn't have went up higher speed, or whatever the case is, because he probably wasn't going to do anything to you. How the hell do you know? Was you there? You weren't there. You didn't experience that. Period. Okay, I experienced that. I know the dude was running up on my car like he wanted to do something. And I'm a female, and he could have easily did it. He would have broke the damn window out if I was stupid like a lot of people be in the Twilight Zone. So I defended myself, just like when the dude broke in my house, just like when the dude was trying to hit me. Okay, so it just depends. You don't know how people perceive stuff. That's why you need to teach your kids to keep their hands to themselves. Okay, they don't need to be playing teacher. If they wanted that kid to move, they should have went to the coach and had the coach move him, point blank. You know, and I'm pretty sure all of them would have came. We know why all of them would have came. You know, let's keep it real. All of the coaches would have came and told him to leave if they felt like they did not want him there, point blank. So now we saw what stand your ground law is here in California. I don't think we got the stand. Let me see. In California, do we have the stand your ground law?
According to Ventura criminal defense attorney,
Oh, it
California
is.
is both a stand your ground and castle doctrine state.
Now, but then now here they said, no, California is not a stand your ground state. Okay. But yet some up here they say California is. That's what I'm talking about. You can't even trust what you read, what these lawyers be saying online, because they say different things. Let's see. So we do have the castle doctrine here, okay? It's under Penal Code 198.5, which you can protect your home without retreating, even if it requires DEADLY force, okay? So you can do that in your house, so you don't have to retreat. You can go ahead and, unalive somebody if they come in here to do something to you in your house. Let me tell you something. That little situation that happened 2 years ago, and I was being threatened. And the police was actually telling me how to do self-defense. I'm not gonna lie, they really was. And they was telling me, like at one point I thought somebody was in my apartment when I had left, and I thought somebody had went into my apartment because my door was unlocked. And the lady, the dispatcher on the phone, was telling me, don't go back in my apartment. And she don't care if I do have a weapon. Do not go back into your apartment, because here in the state of California, if you leave your place, if you believe someone is in your house and then you walk back inside of your place, you can't claim self-defense. And when you think about it, you surely can't. Because if you know somebody is in your house, or you think someone is in your house, why the hell would you walk back into the line of danger? Okay, when you were outside already. So of course that wouldn't be self-defense. But what if you was in that house? Yeah, then you can use the castle doctrine, where you can go ahead and do what you need to do to make sure your family stays safe. Because can nobody tell you how do you feel when somebody breaks into your house, or how do you feel when somebody is doing something violent to you? Just like when the dude ran up on me. I was inside the car, ran up to my car like that. Can't nobody tell me, what I was thinking in my mind, because they weren't there. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard, especially if you don't have a camera to look at the evidence of things like that. It's very hard and stuff. The police believed everything I was telling them, though. And then think about too with Austin and Anthony. Austin did not own that field. All right, it's a public place. He just didn't want the kid there because the kid is not on the team and things like that. So he should have just went to the coach if he felt like that dude shouldn't be there for whatever reason. So that's how I think. That's what I think he should have done. And a lot of people they're not saying this, which is a damn shame. And here, okay, so I'm looking at a California law thing, California self-defense laws. They say you basically have the right. No, let me just say, it says you basically have the right to stand your ground and defend yourself and others without retreating. Under California self-defense law, you act in lawful self-defense or defense of others if you reasonably believe that you or another person are in imminent danger or being harmed. You reasonably believe that the immediate use of force is necessary to defend against that danger. And that's what I did at night when that dude ran up on me like that. But you use no more force than is reasonably necessary to defend against that danger. That's the only area that that's questionable about Anthony's case. Okay, like I said before, because even though the dude did whatever he did, if the dude just pushed him and was just talking, that excessive force thing is the thing. But if the dude actually was hitting him and somebody else was joining in and they jumped him like this other dude was saying, then it may not be excessive force. Or if he pushed him really, really hard where he could really get hurt, you know what I'm saying? And did that too may not be excessive force. Because I'm telling you, you can push somebody, you can F them up with a push. You know what I'm saying? Anthony is only 130 pounds. All right. The other dude is 200 pounds. So when he pushed him, that force would be way, way harder because Austin is bigger. Okay. And then Anthony is smaller. All right. I mean, 130, he's smaller than me. I weigh 149 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 130. I think my son in there weighs more than 130 pounds. All right. But if David pushed our son over there, and David is 200 some pounds, he would probably push him down. You see what I'm saying? He would probably hurt him if he pushed him with all his force, So we just don't know. We just have to wait to see because we don't know. See, even here they said to decide whether your beliefs are reasonable, all of the circumstances as they are known to and appear to, you are considered and compared to what a reasonable person in a similar situation with similar knowledge would have believed. And that's what they're going to be looking at. And I see a lot of these attorneys that we just heard did not say that. All right. That's why it's good to research stuff and to look at it. Okay. Now, this is California law, and Texas law, it could be a little bit different. And I'm just telling you, basically, though, they're looking at something with they're looking at it in a similar way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look at how other people would have handled a certain situation and compare it. Plus, they're going to look at everything that this kid did, how hard he pushed him. They're going to look at the weight, the size, the height, where he was at. They're going to look at all of that stuff just to determine if excessive force was used. Okay? Period. And if it is excessive force, then that's a whole nother ball game. Let me look up something real quick before we change to Diddy real quick. Oh my God. I hope I unplug nothing. No. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just looking up some y'all real quick. Let's see. Let's see what they say. Well, you cannot even really answer that too much. I guess, like I said, we just have to wait and see because you can't really. Let's see. Can't really tell just by looking it up. Let's see. This is a punishment for excessive force. I don't know. I'm just thinking it could still be some. I don't know. So we would just basically wait to see because I think he's gonna get off. I really do. He may get a weapons charge though. I'm not sure, but having that knife on school property, but it's not. That is not as severe as being convicted of murder, or even manslaughter for that case. But manslaughter is better than murder, So we will see. But I am glad that he got his bond reduced and he's out. And my condolences are still expressed to Austin's family and his friends and people who knew him and things like that. It is still a shame that he got unalive. I wish this whole entire situation would have happened a little differently and nobody, neither one of them, be in the situation that they are in, period. I wish it just would have been handled better. And I wish the coaches would have, came over there, and saw this and stopped it point blank. All right, so we're going to move on, guys. We're going to move on to Diddy and Jay-Z. Let me go over here to this other channel. Okay, let's see how we can do this now. I knew I was going to be talking about his case for the longest. I just knew it. But it's still early here. We got another maybe 30 minutes and we're going to be out of here. So let's do Diddy updates. This is Diddy in Jay-Z, okay, you guys? This is Diddy in Jay-Z. So let's see. So anyway, they did say that the accuser files an amended lawsuit backtracking on Beyonce and Jay-Z being at Diddy's Freakoff party. Now, I thought the other day when I was telling you guys about that, they included Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now it's being taken amended. Okay, I guess this is the same one. Let me read it and see. So they said Beyonce and Jay-Z are no longer mentioned in a civil complaint originally brought against Sean Diddy Combs. This is it. Yeah, this is it. Plaintiff Manzaro Joseph, who originally accused the duo of attending a so-called freak-off party, has updated his complaint as of April the 11th, 2025, so that he sheds any mention of the two artists. The revision essentially removes previous imitations that they had been present at the party in question. Not invitation. What did I just say? It should be intimations, I guess. Now the update quiets rumor mongering. Did Beyonce and Jay-Z go to the rumored party? Their names are no longer mentioned, and they are not charged with anything in the case. And that's what the newly filed document states. So the initial allegations were the man who claimed in a lawsuit that Jay-Z and Beyonce witnessed him being humiliated at a Diddy Freakoff party. Okay. He said in his court document, let me see if I can pull that real quick. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can pull up that original story. I think this is the one. It's so many guys. I think this is the one who said that they put a what's the name on his face, right? A DID, a DO, however you spell that, on his face and made him walk around. The Jermaine said all lies. I think that's the one, the dude who said, I think that's that lawsuit. I'm not sure. He said that all of it was, I think this is the same one that was said that they went to, I think, because I'm getting them all confused now. Gloria Estefan's house, I think. I may be getting these confused. Hold on, let's see. But they do still have LeBron. I think this is the same one. They still have LeBron James listed in this complaint. I think this is the same one. Yeah, I think it is. Because this is the one with Jay-Z said, yeah, this is it. This is the same one. Because here it is right here. They said that he said in his lawsuit that he was made to put on a, you know what, on his face and walk around. He said Beyonce and Jay-Z was there. Okay. And he said LeBron James. And he said they was at Gloria Estefan's house and her husband was there too. Okay, so now he amended that and took out Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I wonder why. I wonder why. Now that civil lawsuit is still going through, but they just took off Beyonce and Jay-Z's name. Let's look this up on TikTok. Hold on for a minute. I wonder why. Y'all know not to be messing around with Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Okay? Because I wonder why they were taken off. I mean, because look, if he put their name in there and say he was lying, and then now he amended it and took their names out, wouldn't that make his case weak? Wouldn't it make his case look like he's lying about everything by doing that? That's crazy. So I wonder, why did he put their name in the first place and then takes it out? Let me see what people are saying on TikTok real quick, because that's kind of weird. Let's see what they say. Let's see if I can pull it up. So let's read this right here. Let's see. I hope he ain't got no damn music on. Let me see.
Another day, another amended lawsuit. If you was here last week, you know I spoke about a guy named Joseph Manzaro who recently filed a civil lawsuit against Diddy, claiming back in 2015 he was essayed and humiliated at one of these freak-offs. He named Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron James, Gloria Estefan, a bunch of people in this lawsuit. He went as far as to even have a quote, a literal quote that he alleged Beyonce said when she seen him being humiliated at this party. And I said last week, Jay-Z was one of the people who immediately denied the allegations. Now, fast forward to this week, Jay-Z's attorney has provided proof that Jay-Z and Beyonce wasn't even in town at the time in question. He sent a warning of sorts over to Joseph's attorney about making false allegations.
Okay.
What has happened? Jay-Z and Beyonce's name is not included in the lawsuit anymore. So my thing is, you just out here making shit up. Like you was that drugged and that out of it that you was seeing circles, you was seeing faces of people that wasn't even there. If this incident even happened at all, because when things like this happen, that questions for me your entire lawsuit. Like just throw the whole thing out at this point. And these lawyers, I'm guessing they just be so excited to possibly get a payday. They just proceed with filing these lawsuits, no matter how absurd or outrageous the claims may sound. At least provide me proof. If I'm going to be a lawyer and I'm going to represent you, if I'm going to take this case to the judges to try to get this civil lawsuit process, you got to provide me some proof. You can't just be telling me what happened with no sort of proof before I include these names. This is why I feel it's so important that celebrities, anybody who have claims brought against them and they prove otherwise, this is why I say it's important for them to file countersuits. These lawyers, these people who make up these claims need to be held accountable. That's the only way these type of things aren't going to happen. What if you're not Jay-Z and Beyonce type of level? What if you don't keep actual records and receipts of things that could prove you wasn't where these people are claiming you have been? And now it's just their word against yours. Like this has to stop. But here we are, the civil lawsuit is still going forward against Diddy. It still features Amelia Estefan, Gloria Estefan, and whoever other names he put in this lawsuit. They're seeking compensatory and unspecified punitive damages. In the lawsuit, it says in an amount sufficient to punish and deter Combs and others from engaging in similar misconduct in the future. But I'm just like, bruh, you can't even get your story straight. Can we start there? Another day, another amended lawsuit. If you was here,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure out how is this lawsuit still allowed to go on when he basically he could have lied about Jay-Z and Beyonce being there. I mean, I'm shocked that the judge hasn't even dismissed the whole entire case. But who's to say that the judge won't? Damn, you lie about 2 people being there and they weren't there, and you probably lying about the whole thing. Let's see what some of these commenters are saying right here. Well, I'm not gonna read this. Okay, let's see what some more people on TikTok are saying real quick. Okay, let's go back. Let's see what else they got. Hey, let's see. Okay, so we're not going to look at the more those right there because they're basically just, going saying the same thing over again. But that video I was showing y'all the other day, let me see if I can find it again. Let's see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up or not. Let me just show y'all this list real quick. Let's pause this. Let's look at all these names that they have on this Diddy's party guest list. All these dead going stars and stuff. I think I had read this out to you guys before. Y'all see all these names on here? This is crazy. Now they say this is the Freakoff, but this could be like the all-white party list. You know what I'm saying? You know how they do on social media. Look at all these people up here. It's like in alphabetical order, guys. Can you believe this? They got Jada Pinkett name up here, Ja Rule, Janelle Monáe, Jack Harlow, Issa Rae, Ice Spice, Drea, Drake, Doja Cat, DJ Khaled. They got Devin Haney. They got Oprah, Orlando Brown, Paris Hilton, Pharrell, Playboy Cardi, Prince Harry, Pusha T, Quavo, Quincy, Ray J, Usher, Regis, Rick James, all these people names. So this is Rick James ain't even alive anymore. Tracy Ellis Ross, TLC, all these daggone names. But like I said, this could be for like the white party as well. And so it's I don't know if all these people was actually at the Freakoff, okay, for real, but this is just some of the stuff that goes on online. Let's see. What else they got? All this other stuff is old. Let's see. Oh, let me see what hold on. I was trying to find a video that I was showing y'all the other day, but I don't see it. People are crazy. Y'all remember that video we seen that was blurred? That I showed y'all. Don't this look like some of the people that was in that video? And this is not even Jay-Z them. These people just look like him. This is crazy. Oh. Let's see. This is Cat Williams reacts to Terrence. So let's see that real quick. Y'all remember we was talking about Terrence Howard when he did that little interview, and he said that Diddy, his manager or assistant, I think he said his manager said Diddy wanted to F him. Let's see what Cat Williams is saying about that. Okay, while we talk about Diddy, and then we are getting ready to get out of here. Okay, let's see.
Child, not a day goes by without Cat Williams being vindicated about the tea he has spilled about the industry. Y'all remember how he had the internet in a chokehold last year when he went on Club Shay Shay and made some shocking revelations about Diddy and the things that happened at the Freakoffs? Well, Terrence Howard just backed those claims up in an interview, and he did not come to play. Y'all know that most celebs have distanced themselves from Diddy, but Terrence is not about to play such games. It looks like he now has Cat Williams to back him up and is about to get messy, so let's break this down. One thing about Terrence Howard, he's going to say what he has to say, and he's going to stand 10 toes behind what he has to say. And in a recent podcast episode that has now gone viral, he exposed Diddy for trying to put moves on him.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach. And my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant.
Not only that, but he also made some claims about what Diddy allegedly did to men at his Freakoffs, and it did not sound good.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some overgrade.
Child, not a day goes by without Cat Williams being vindicated about the tea he has spilled about the industry. Y'all remember how
I don't see Cat Williams saying anything though. Did y'all see anything? Because I just saw her playing that same Terrence Howard video over again. Period. So I don't know if Cat Williams spoke out against that. But it is what it is, guys. We just found out that Beyonce and Jay-Z's name has been omitted from the lawsuit. So that's good news for them. I still don't see how this lawsuit is going to continue on, because if this person lied about them two, I mean, what makes you think that he's not lying about the rest of it? LeBron James said he was not there. Okay, and Gloria said that was a lie. So why, will that lawsuit still continue? Hold on, y'all. Yeah. Will that lawsuit even continue, guys? You need to ask yourself that. All right. So we are getting ready to do some breaking news real quick, and that's going to be it for this live tonight. Okay, hold on. Let me just write these numbers down real quick, y'all. Okay, let me write these numbers down. I just took my little blood pressure while I was listening to the video. Hold on. A little break time. Hold on for a second. All right, I'm coming back right now. I'll forget to do this if I don't do it right when I'm thinking about it. I don't really be forgetting. I just be tired. Shit. And I won't do it before I go to bed. So I said, let me just do this real quick while y'all listen to that video. I thought you was ready to hear Cat Williams respond to it. If y'all can hear me over here. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Let me get this back. Shit. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a little breaking news, and we are getting ready to get out of here. I'm going to give y'all maybe 3 stories, and that's going to be it. So the first story we're going to talk about is the Hudson River cache. Y'all remember when I was talking about that the other day, and I was telling you guys all about it? Anyway, let me go ahead and change these headers real quick. This is just breaking news right here. Okay, so hold on. Let me just change this real quick. If I still have it up here, because we know the stuff disappears when Shady doing it. Let's see. Let me take Vicky you ass off of here and just put breaking news up here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give y'all a couple news story. That's it. That's it. All right. So the thing about it is that we do have some updates on the Hudson River crash. Okay. So let me go to it real quick. Let's see. Did I turn the music back on? I forgot to turn it back on. Let me turn it back on. It was quiet as heck up in here. Okay. So, and you said it was propaganda. It sure was, huh? Sitting up here doing the most lying, and they still letting this man continue on with the lawsuit. But hopefully LeBron James and Gloria and her husband got proof too, just like Jay-Z and Beyonce did. A lot of stuff can be fake though, but we're gonna just leave it right there, okay? But anyway, so anyway, listen, the 36-year-old pilot of helicopter that crashed in the Hudson River identified. His wife speaks out, okay? So let's see what she said. Let's see. So anyway, the pilot name was Shankees Johnson, known to many as Sean. The National Transportation Safety Board disclosed that he had made 788 hours of flying experience. Let's see what else they got here. They said, however, officials are still working to determine how many of those hours were spent operating the same type of aircraft involved in the crash. The Navy veteran, 36, earned his commercial license in Utah in 2023. He flew across the country, taught others briefly, and had only recently joined New York helicopter charter. Hey. Now, weeks before the crash, he did a recording of himself flying the same route over the Hudson River, and he shared that on Facebook. Gosh. So we do have this right here. I could show it, but I'm gonna show it off my phone. All right. I'm gonna show y'all this off of my phone. If I can, shit, I forgot I got the camera red over here. Hold on, wait. Do y'all see it? Damn, you never know. He had just flown over that same area a week or two before that plane crash. If you can't see, you need to go to if you couldn't see that, just go to 36-year-old pilot of helicopter that crashed in Hudson River, identified. The wife speaks out, okay? Because I'm not going to be able to do this one on split screen. I could, but just I don't want to. So that's crazy. Okay, so anyway, his wife, after hearing about her husband passing away, she said, "I am just lost for words. I don't even know what happened. It's just hard right now." That is crazy. And she also said he always wanted to fly. Also, a former Navy SEAL and current writer, Remy Adeliki, posted a tribute on Instagram. And this person described the loss as devastating. I guess too late. I mean, I'll. You are so annoying, Jermaine. Let me stop this for a minute. You want me to show the video again? Hold on. I'm tired of you bossing me. Okay. Now let me show y'all this video again, you guys. Okay. Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all again because man, finally we got the damn camera on. Like, that's sad, y'all. They, like I said, you just never know, you know. Oh man, he did that. So he did that right before he did the trip that ultimately, you know, was responsible for his life. You know what I'm saying? Being taken. Gosh, that is sad. That's a sad situation that all those people got unalive. My prayers are still extended out to their family members and friends, colleagues, anybody who knew them, and my condolences. That's sad. Let's see what else they have. Any other updates? Okay, on this. He even took pictures. I say he did like helicopters. He loved helicopters. Look at this picture of him right here. He definitely loved helicopters. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Yeah. He took that picture in April 2025. Man. Right before the accident. And that's when he got his pilot license. Just never know, you guys. You just never know. Let's see what else they got. Any other updates on this plane? Let's see. Let's see. Let me go back. Hold on, y'all. Hold on for a second. Let me go over here and see. Wait a minute, hold on, y'all. See if they got any other updates. Nothing else. This is just the coverage of the wreckage, but nothing really. I mean, it's basically the same stuff that I told you guys before. Let's see. Yeah, they found some parts of it. The cockpit, the cabin, and part of the helicopter's tail was found. Okay. And they said they used a sonar system to scan the seafloor for other parts of the wreckage. And they're looking for the aircraft's main rotor, I guess, so they can see what happened. Okay. Oh, wow. I guess we won't be able to hear anything because they said that the helicopter did not have any flight recorders. They did not have no cameras, no video recorders or camera recorders. And they said none of the helicopter avionics on board recorded information that could be used for the investigation. What? In the last major inspection of the helicopter was on March the 1st. And it also did 7 tour flights. Okay. So they are looking at the flight control systems of the helicopter at a secure location. So, I mean, that's what they're looking at. And of course, they're going to try to put they're going to put that helicopter back together and, trying to figure out what happened. And then another resident said that he think he discovered a seat cushion that washed up along the Jersey City. And that probably, this right here probably is the seat cushion here. Let me show you. Wait. Okay. So it is what it is, you guys. That's sad. So that is the updated information that I do see about this. Let's see what they got right here. This Fox News. Let's see what Fox is talking about. I don't want to see no YouTube video though. So let's see. So they did get the rotor system, the transmission, and the roof beam. Okay. So they got that as well. Come on. And also that tour company is shutting down their operations immediately. Okay, that's according to what the FAA says. Just to let you guys know that. And let's see. So they did find that the main router and roof structure. And they said that this could be the most important piece of the evidence yet. And it is now in the hands of the NTSB after it was pulled from the water. Y'all better not have turn on their air conditioner. Okay, so yeah, so that's the updated information, guys. So hopefully they will find out, what happened to this helicopter, what caused it to crash, you know what I'm saying? And if it was leaking fuel, if any fuel, because the pilot said that the fuel was low. So hopefully they'll find out why he thought or he saw that the fuel was low and what happened to make the helicopter crash, point blank. All right. All right. Man. Oh, I thought I saw something about I think it was 2 people, that were still alive, 2 or 3. And I think it was 2 of them. I think it was just 2. And they did say 2 of those people were family members. So, but we don't know which 2 it was. It might have been the kids, 2 kids. I don't know. But they haven't said anything else about that. So if I do see anything regarding that, I'll definitely let you guys know, or any other updates on that. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we got real quick. What time is it? Okay. Let's see here. So a Wisconsin teen, y'all, was accused in plotting to assassinate President Trump. I think I told y'all this the other day, but I didn't go into details. Let me see real quick. So let me let y'all hear this real quick and let y'all see it too.
Extremist plot. Authorities allege he was planning to assassinate the president in an effort to bring down the U.S. government. Here's ABC's Dave Packer.
Wisconsin teen Nikita Kassamp is currently being held on a $1 million bond. The 17-year-old is accused of murdering his mother and stepfather inside their Waukesha home back in February and stealing their car and leaving with the family dog. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Department says they found the bodies of 51-year-old Donald Mayer and 35-year-old Tatiana Kassab on March 1st during a welfare check.
The body was appeared to have been deceased for some time, was unable to definitively identify who it was.
Law enforcement eventually arresting Kassab during a traffic stop in Kansas 2 weeks later, saying they found a handgun, pried open safe, jewelry, and $14,000 cash inside the vehicle, as well as documents on his phone calling for the assassination of the President of the United States in order to foment a political revolution. Officials go on to claim Kassab killed his parents as part of an effort to obtain the financial means and autonomy necessary to carry out his plan. According to federal documents filed in court, Kassab shared the views of an extremist neo-Nazi group. The FBI describes the group as a satanic cult whose goal it is to incite chaos and violence. Kassab is facing 9 felony charges, including 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, but prosecutors hinted there could be more charges. He has not entered a plea. His next court appearance is set for May 7th. Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
The FBI is accusing a Wisconsin teenager of
Now, his bond was set at $1 million. That's definitely correct for him. You see everything he was charged with? See everything he did? He intentionally unalived his parents because he wanted to get that money so he can carry out his plot to do what he planned to do. Okay, yes, he deserves that $1 million bond. Goodness. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. That's crazy, man. Did they say how old he is? I don't even remember them saying the age. So let's see what Kanye said here, because they say he tried to break the world record for posting the most tweets in a single day, and he made many eye-popping claims in the process. This happened on April the 10th, which was Thursday. So let's see. So we know he apologized to Jay-Z and Beyonce. We know that. Then he went back and asked Jay-Z, did Beyonce ever let him get any, you know what, at least a couple times a week. And then he decided to inform fans about his funeral plans. He said he wants his memorial plans to last at least a week long with a 10-hour service every day so people can speak all the way through, okay? He said it actually needs be no limit. He said, embalm me. Put me on display at my mama's house and let people visit me. Charge people to come in and use the money to enrich all the blocks around. Okay. This dude is completely crazy. Okay. And he kept on posting until they banned his ass. Period. He was just temporarily banned from using X until he deleted a couple of his offensive posts. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just plain ridiculous. Okay, point blank. No further comment regarding him. Let's move on to the next one. Damn. Let's see what else we got here. So y'all know, did y'all hear about that story of that autistic boy who was a teenager who was shot by police 9 times during family gathering? I can tell you what, we're going to talk about that tomorrow, okay? That's crazy. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Okay, let's see here. So one more story, you guys. Let me tell you guys about T-Mobile. Okay, so anyway, you guys can get some money if you had a T-Mobile phone service, okay? T-Mobile customers are eligible for checks up to $25,000. All right, as telephone company settles major data breach. See if you qualify. So if you were a T-Mobile customer in 2021, you may have a check on your way. let's see. This data breach was in 2021 and 2022, and it involved 37 million people. Now, of course, T-Mobile denied any wrongdoing, okay? But they did choose to settle the related lawsuit outside of court. So anyway, this suit was centered around a violation of a court order. Let's see here. So the payments are going out this month. So any person who faced financial harm, they could get as much as $25,000. Now, anybody without any type of documented losses, even if they did not file a claim, they could be eligible for at least up to $25. But people in California can get up to $100. All right. I told y'all about this lawsuit before too, because I remember saying all this. Now, anyway, they said since the 350 million settlement is divided among 76 million people, most payouts could be closer to $4.50 per person before attorney fees are taken out. Those included in the settlement should have already received a notification. T-Mobile officers and directors, the presiding judge, judicial staff involved in the case, and anyone who opted out are excluded. Let's see, they say anyone unsure if they were affected can check the lawsuit facts section. They can also call 1-833-512-2314 for more information. So 2122, huh? Okay. But let's see this, the amount again. Let's see. So some people who face financial harm could get as much as $25,000. And then those who do not have documented losses, they could be eligible for up to $25. But if you live in Cali, $100. But since the 350 million settlement is divided among 76 million people, most people will just get $4.50 from this settlement. Okay. So if you need to call to find out to see if you're going to get any of this settlement, you need to call the 1-833 number 512-2314. All right. You may just get $25. Okay. If you live out in Cali, you may just get $100, or you may just get $4.25. And the thing about it, one thing I don't like about these this class action lawsuit is the fact that, you know, even when they reach a settlement or whatever the case is, the consumers who are the ones who are affected by these data breaches more than anybody, okay, they only get like little peon amounts of money. You know, I mean, honestly, people should be getting way more than $4.25. Okay, goodness, they should be giving people 6 months of free phone service or something, you know, and then give them a $25 check, or at least, even if they can't really do 6 months, because that is a lot, you know, at least give people a month of free phone service, you know, because like my bill averaged $300 and something per month, you know. So yeah, they should give people a month of full a phone service for free. That's what they should do, you know, versus this little $4.25. It's crazy. But anyway, still get your money, okay? Still get your money. So this is gonna be on Fuck With Friday. So yeah, one more story, guys, and that'll be it for the night. Okay, let me see if I can find a peaceful one on my phone. A peaceful story besides that T-Mobile bull crap. Yeah, that may be it though, because I think I covered everything that I want to tell you guys about. Okay, so yeah, I think that is it. Let me make sure. Yeah, that is it, guys. That's it for the breaking news. I think I covered everything that I wanted to tell you guys. Okay. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I definitely enjoyed doing the show tonight. I want to say thank you to Jermaine. I think he was the only person who came in this chat tonight. So thank you so much, Jermaine, for being here like always. Okay. I appreciate you, hon. I told you he's one of my good, great, excellent mods. Yeah, $4.50 damn cents. That's a daggone shame. Yeah. That's what the average person will get because of 76 million people who they have to divide that up. Let's see, 35. Let's see how much that is. 35 million divided by 76. Yeah, they write about $4.79 a piece. That's a damn shame, y'all. That's what everybody may get, unless you're one of the blessed ones who get the 25,000. You know, but you need to check that number out to make sure, you know, to see which one you can get, and hopefully you did file everything that you needed to file, you know, in order if it was harmful to you or whatever the case is, so you could be getting the 25,000. But if it wasn't harmful to you, but you was just, you know, in the data breach because you had the service, you can possibly get a check for $4.50. I don't even know why they included the $25 and then the $100 if they know good damn well they got to divide up the 30. What did I say? 350 million times 76 million people. What's the point of telling everybody they can get $25 or either $100 when you know good damn well all you can get is $4.79? That's crazy. But anyway, thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody watches this in the replay. Y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content tonight. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment as well. And thank you guys so much. Let me show y'all my new logo before we get ready to go, okay? Let me go over here. Hold on for a second. I'm going to show y'all my new logo. Let me see if I can pull it up. See what y'all think about it. Wait a minute, hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all what it looked like once I find it. How do I make it no damn Paul? This is my other one. Let's see, what did I do with it? This is on my other thing. Which one is this? Oh, it's on the other one. Hold on, y'all. Let me check it and see if I can do this. Hold on 1 minute. Let me check to see if I can go to it real quick so y'all can see it. I hope I can show it on here because I'm using a whole different screen. Let's see. Let's see if it's over here. I don't even know. I thought I sent it to myself. I don't even see it. Hold on, y'all. Let me check. Maybe it is sent over here, and I just didn't see it. Okay, I thought I did. I may have to show y'all. Let me see. I don't know what I did with it, you guys. Damn. Anyway, let me show y'all on my phone. Because I should have known that jayz 2 wasn't going to have a damn thing on her thing like when she sent it to herself, it wasn't going to be there when I looked. So I'm going to show y'all right here. So here are my logos. My 2 logos. Y'all did see it on the on one of those thumbnails. Wait, not that one. See? There they are right there. This one and that. Y'all like that? It's cute, isn't it? Very cute. So that's what y'all gonna see up in that little space from now on once I transfer it over at 7. Thank you so much, Jermaine, with your stinking self. All right. Y'all, I'm so goofy. What's up, Tony Bands? What's up? What's up? What's up? So yeah, let me send that to myself again, both of these. I thought I sent it to myself before. And he was, I got to take the background off of it. That's right. I got to figure out how you take the white background off. And then I'll have it up on my thing from now on. All right. So anyway, guys, we are getting ready to get out of here. Don't forget, if you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can do a membership for $4.99, or you can do a Cash App donation to $jayz 2. And I think that's it. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tony, have a good night at work. And thank you so much for tuning in as well, Tony. Thank you, Jermaine, for tuning in. Thanks to everybody in the bushes and everybody who watches this in the replay. Y'all, we got the if you are for Karmelo Anthony getting off, let's just think positive and, you know, keep praying and, you know, keep getting our voices heard and stuff. Because, I mean, honestly, like I said before, it's a shame that Austin lost his life. But at the same time, we got to look at stuff the way it needs to be looked at. All right? Until tomorrow night, guys, y'all have a good night and happy and blessed Tuesday. Check out all my other videos. Check out the video I did today when we had the earthquake so y'all can see my reactions and stuff. It's the wallpaper video that I did, putting wallpaper in my bathroom cabinet. Check that video out. Check out my latest YouTube short and check out my latest Dollar Tree haul and my Country Rain reaction videos. Thank you guys. Have a good night and I'll see y'all in my next live. This is Shades Tube and I am out, y'all. Peace out. Go over here and turn this music up. Thank you.